My name is Remi Owadokun, and my late father was a medical doctor. And so I have always had a relationship with the health industry. I would say that the relationship evolved over time. As a child, I remember our kitchen cabinets felt like a dispenser, but of medication. And my father always came home with the latest medication in town. He would be excited to tell us all about it, and we would be excited to hear about it. It was like a designer just launched a new piece, and he would be excited to show it to the world. They included vitamins too, but mostly medication. That kitchen cabinet gave me a sense of power as a child. And here's why. All our answers were in the kitchen cabinet. If we had a headache, the answer was in the kitchen cabinet. If we had a stomachache, the answer was in the kitchen cabinet. What that also meant was you could live your life how you like because there is a pill that will sort you out. So we would eat what we liked. If we had a tummy ache, we would just take a pill. It was not like my dad sat us down and said, "Hey kids, you can have soda because if you get sick from having too much of it, there is a pill." All these things were implanted in our minds on a subconscious level. Mine, at least, I can't speak for my brothers. So my perception of health as a child was that you can live your life anyhow because the health industry was designed so that you can have it to fall back on if and when you fall sick. As I started getting older, I started to experience a downgrade in my health despite the medication. The medication, after all, was just a mask. I started having really bad migraines. I had prolonged and very painful periods. I had hormonal imbalance. I had high blood pressure. And at this time, my dad had already passed away. And I was placed on medication to treat these things. And some medication had really bad side effects. So I had another medication to counter the side effects of the other. I lived in a world where people were basically bragging about the medication they were taking. It seemed like the more medication they were on, the fancier they were. It meant they had more buying power, or that they had big people problems like stress and anxiety and could afford the pills to take care of it. But still, I didn't see anything wrong with this lifestyle. I was born into the home of a doctor, and so for me, medication was the answer. I didn't see anything wrong with that. I was okay taking medication for the rest of my life. I had gotten accustomed to living my life like that. The challenge with this lifestyle is you get accustomed to things that are not normal. You settle. I had prolonged periods for a decade. I had periods for a minimum of 2 weeks of bleeding to 3 months sometimes for 10 years. I had gotten used to just living that way. I learned to manage it. Makes me think and made me think about all the things in my life that I was just managing. You train yourself to believe that you can live life how you like because some scientist has put your answer in a pill. So you train yourself for short-term benefit at the risk of losing a healthy, happy, and better long-term. So this is what my perspective of health was like until my mid-20s. In 2015, I got certified at the biggest nutrition school in the world, Institute for Integrative Nutrition, after I lost 40 kilograms. I know it seemed like such a reach. Why would somebody lose 40 kilograms and become certified as a health coach? Well, I weighed 110 kilos and I lost 40 kilos in 10 months. Pretty fast, very commendable, and of course, it is such an amazing feeling. So, really, really amazing. But after the fact that I could fit into small clothing, that I felt more confident, invincible, losing weight transformed my health. I went from taking medication for hormonal imbalance, high BP, migraines, to being taken off all of my medication. Guys, I had been taking medication for 10 years. I went through shock, really. Why didn't anyone tell me that all I had to do was lose weight? Why didn't anybody tell me that all I had to do was change my lifestyle? Why didn't anybody just tell me that I had to learn to manage my stress? Why didn't anybody tell me that I just had to change what I was eating and what I was feeding myself? Why was the answer always medication? I love my father, and this is not a campaign against medicine or medical doctors. If someone gets into an accident and needs surgery, this person needs to see a doctor. But I also know that medical school doesn't train people to look at the root causes of things, but to treat symptoms. So if you have a headache, you are most likely going to get the doctor telling you to take medication instead of checking if you're dehydrated or sleep deprived. So that's how they are trained. It's really not their fault. So losing weight, getting off medication, getting certified as a health coach evolved my perspective of health. It made me a researcher, a scientist maybe, extremely curious about myself and how I can improve the quality of my existence over and over and over. So I look at health now from a holistic perspective. When I lost weight, my focus was only on providing meal plans for my clients, exercise for my clients, telling them how to count calories and how to take off calories. And it paid the bills, to be honest. But I reached a point in my career where I started to feel like I was selling them Band-Aid and not really a lifelong sustainable solution. Losing weight was only a small part of a very big picture. I don't believe weight loss should be treated in isolation. If I treat it in isolation, how am I any better than the doctors who see symptoms and recommend a pill? Being overweight is a symptom, and I no longer wanted to be a part of a society that only treats symptoms. I wanted to delve deeper into root causes. I want to talk about why people overeat, eating addictions, why people self-sabotage, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-hate, identity crisis, identity ignorance, personality failure, self-image analysis, self-image reconstruction, self-reflection, and how all these things impact our general well-being. I want to talk about the things that impact our health, like our relationships with others and ourselves, like our finances, like our career, like our education. I want to bring people the information they need to make better lifestyle choices. I want people to become more self-aware so they feel more empowered, more informed, more powerful, and in charge of their own lives. Bring them back to themselves. I want to bring research, proven studies, facts, and resources that we all need to live better lives. And that's why I started